A lot of people love Dualtron scooters for the looks, the power, and the sound, but they're pretty pricey. What we have here is a brand new Dualtron scooter that is their most affordable and their lightest scooter yet. Andrew, what do we got?
We have the Togo, which has speeds up to 25 miles per hour, comes in the most compact size we've ever seen a Dualtron scooter, and is brand new, and we're the first ones in America to receive it.
All right, so this scooter comes in two different versions. We have both of them, so we can talk about them both and show you what they're all about. Let's go ahead and get this unboxed. Okay, we're gonna jump into the walkthrough, but before we do so, I just need to show you something really cool. We did a review on the robot lawnmower, and I must say, he is like my favorite toy this season. While we're filming, he's mowing my lawn and doing it quietly so that we can film. Check out our full video, link right here. All right, let's do a walkthrough on the Dualtron Togo.
Starting out with the cockpit, you have the same trigger throttle that you saw on like the Dualtron Popular. i2 display, which is color, and you can connect it to a Bluetooth app and adjust a bunch of settings on there. Mechanical brake levers, nice bell. Control module on the left, which controls the front light and the rear light. Turn signals. Power button, which controls the speed levels, which there's 3 different ones. Moving down the steering pole, it's pretty thick. This is a lot bigger than what we've seen on the other compact scooters that Dualtron's offering, so we do like that it's beefier. Latch to open and fold it. You know it's safely in place when this is flush, but to pull it out, you pull it straight and twist it, and then now you can unlatch it. Folds and locks into itself. The 48 volt version is 54 pounds and the 36 volt version is 50 pounds. Pull out this charger. It's got the unique charge port so it won't create arcing as much. This is 54.6 volts with a 1.5 amp output. This is a 48 volt 15 amp hour scooter, so this should take you 10 hours to charge from empty to full. Underneath the folding latch, you have a coil suspension, plastic fender, a 9-inch tubed in pneumatic tire. Inside this deck is a 48 volt 15 amp hour battery with LG battery cells. For the deck, the usable space, you have about 17 inches of usable space. Technically it's about 7 inches wide, but about 6 inches of usable space since it tapers off on the edges. The kick plate itself is 4 inches long, and the base of the kick plate is 6 inches and tapers off to about 5 inches. You have the charge port on the side. Right underneath the kick plate is a coil suspension with the bushing in the center of it. Moving to the rear, you have a plastic fender with the rear light and also acts as a brake light. While you brake, you also have the turn signal lights flashing as well. 650 watt motor with a top speed of 25 miles per hour, drum brakes, and another 9-inch tubed in pneumatic tire. One thing I did forget to mention is in the front, there is also another drum brake.
If you're looking for a scooter with Dualtron looks, this is it at an affordable price. We're gonna go check out how it rides. We're gonna do our hill climb test. We've got both scooters, little battery and big battery. Who's on the little battery?
Dalton's on the smaller battery. He's 50 pounds less than me, so he's 150 and I'm at 200. We'll see if I'm like an equalizer because of my weight.
Full throttle, 3, 2, 1, go!
Can we climb up the steep? So yeah, mine has a 650 watt motor. Dalton's has a 420 watt motor. And it seems to be taking off faster than his.
So Dalton on the smaller battery, smaller motor, being left behind. He's still coming though.
10 miles per hour, baby!
I think I can. And you made it. Andrew's way up there.
Pretty interesting. I thought because I'm 50 pounds heavier than Dalton that scooter would still be able to keep up, but there is about a 230 watts difference in the motor power. The voltage is also different, so very surprised that Dalton did have a little bit of struggle going up it.
So that's the hill climb test. Let's go find a parking lot and test the acceleration and the braking. Okay, we are going to set these guys up and we're just going to do an acceleration test. We'll start right here at this line. This will be the starting line right here. 3, 2, 1, go! Ooh, off the line. Holy cow.
Wow. Smokes. I didn't think the battery size was going to make that much of a difference, but with Andrew weighing probably 50 pounds more than me.
Probably even a little bit more.
Yeah, Andrew weighing 50 pounds more than me. That was pretty crazy.
So the 36 volt 7.8 amp hour battery version is $610, and this 48 volt 15 amp hour version is $850. Now we're going to see how fast this acceleration is with Dalton on the higher powered scooter and me on the slower scooter.
Okay, so Dalton, you are on the bigger battery, bigger motor. Andrew, smaller battery, smaller motor. On your mark, get set, go!
See you later!
Whoa!
I I mean, not only the top speed clearly is gonna win on this one, but the acceleration, the jump you get off of it, you can just feel it has way more torque, way more power right off the line.
Thoughts on the stopping, the drum brakes?
Stopping works fine because the scooter's not going super fast. You know, if I was going 25 plus miles per hour, I do prefer disc brakes just because you need to stop faster. But on this scooter, it's not really that big of an issue because you can stop perfectly fine.
Also, the scooter is super lightweight as well, and so it's not like you're having to slow down a ton of mass.
Unless you're me.
A lot of mass.
Slow down a little bit more mass.
We happen to find 2 pine cones sitting right next to each other. We're gonna see if Andrew and Dalton can jump over these 2 pine cones. Whoa, he did it! Whoa!
Sometimes when jumping over stuff like that, you'll hear some weird rattling, but it felt pretty solid to me. What about you?
I heard a little bit of rattling on mine, but also I was going at a higher speed, and I'm pretty sure we'll have to hit an instant replay, but I'm pretty sure I jumped way higher than him as well, so that could be why.
Could be why.
Okay, we're gonna do a top speed test.
I'm going 25. It says 25.
How are you doing, Dalton?
21!
21.
I saw 28 on mine.
28?
So it does go a little bit faster than 25 mile per hour stated top speed. But I guess I need to have Jimmy confirm next to me because I don't know if the display is wrong or if I really am going a little bit faster.
27.
27, so yeah, I think this is going about 26, 27 miles per hour.
All right, let's talk about what we love most about these Dualtron Togos or Togos.
For me, it's just the look. In this type of class of scooter, we're used to seeing Xiaomi or Segway clones. They all look the same. This one actually looks unique, has a color display, and the lights are really bright.
There are a lot of Dualtron fanboys out there who love Dualtron, the looks and the sound. It just sounds so aggressive, but they don't like the price tag. And being able to get a starter Dualtron at such a low price, that's a win.
Paired with the integrated RGB display that looks super clean, I also like how on the blinkers there's a button here, and whenever you press one of your blinker buttons, it's actually going to light up green. This is a pretty awesome feature because a lot of times they'll have a timer, so you click the blinker and it flashes 5 times and then shuts itself off. They don't have that feature on this scooter, which is okay. I kind of prefer that, but I'm glad that they integrated lights so you know your blinker's on and you're not just having someone follow you thinking, when is this guy going to turn?
On top of the integrated display, you actually have a Bluetooth app where you can adjust a bunch of settings. So I love that they've been able to create a scooter at a price point of $610 and have a Bluetooth app to control all the settings.
Also, the tire compound paired with the tire profile, it makes for a very grippy and well-rounded tire. You can make tight turns or you can corner around roads and sidewalks very easily while maintaining a good grip.
Normally what we see is a 10 by 3 inch tire. This is a 9 by 3 inch tire, so it's very wide, and just like Dalton was saying, it handles cornering very well.
If comfort is something that's important to you, you want to make sure you have suspension, which this has. Suspension front and back, and pneumatic tires front and back. There are a lot of cables that are exposed, but they're cable tied nicely. Everywhere you look, the cable management has been done nicely.
Jimmy was talking about the ergonomics of this scooter, and I love how a lot of Dualtron scooters have a self-locking mechanism when they fold. So not only do you have this safety pin, which is super nice, gives you a little bit of peace of mind and comfort, but also whenever it folds down, it just clicks into itself. You don't have to worry about a hook slipping off and getting smacked in the face by the scooter. It just brings a lot of peace of mind whenever I'm carrying this upstairs or loading it into my car.
Being only at 50 pounds or 54 pounds for the higher voltage system, it makes it easy to lift in and out of public transportation, your car, or upstairs if you live in an apartment.
And then another thing, while we have this folded, you can see here, those are drum brakes, and drum brakes are nice if you don't want to have to maintain your brakes that often. Very low maintenance with the drum brakes, and they do a good enough job for a commuter scooter. That is the lightest and the least expensive Dualtron scooter. We're going to keep riding. At our next stop, we're going to talk about the things that we don't like about these scooters.
One of the best parts about this scooter is it's sold and serviced by Mini Motors USA. They offer excellent service. Cooper over there is an expert, and they have a dealer network all across the nation.
Let's talk about the areas that can improve on these Dualtron scooters.
I love that this one comes in at $610 price point, but the battery is pretty puny, so it really is a select few that will be able to benefit from such a small battery.
Another thing is I keep hearing a strange rattling noise, and I think it could be the locking mechanism.
What I think it is it's just typical Dualtrons with their creaking noise, and you're going to need a little bit of lithium grease to prevent that noise from happening constantly.
Yeah, the stem creak is a curse that many Dualtrons Dualtron scooters have suffered, and it seems like these scooters are no exception. If you guys have any experience with these scooters and you figured out exactly where the creek's coming from and how to remedy it, leave a comment down below. I feel like if I'm gonna have a commuter scooter, just because we live in Colorado and these freak rainstorms come out of anywhere and nowhere without any warning, it would be nice if we had a better IP or water resistance rating. The charge port protrudes from the body and is located on the undersurface. And so oftentimes my kids and their friends will take these scooters for rides. They'll want to pick the scooter up and bring it up over the curb, but they're not strong enough to bring up the rear tire. So as they bring it up along the curb, this ends up rubbing up against the curb, causing a little bit of rash and sometimes even damaging the charge port. So I really think that the charge port needs to be more protected because it's such a vital part of the scooter.
Dalton and I really love the tire pattern and the tire profile. However, I'm not a huge fan of tubed in pneumatic tires simply because it causes more pinch flats. You're more susceptible to regular flats, and I just prefer a tubeless pneumatic tire over tubed in pneumatic tires.
Although it is a budget scooter and you can only expect so much out of that, I personally think anybody in their right mind would just pay the extra couple $100 to get the upgraded battery. This one, even though it's a great price, it's very weak going up hills. The acceleration is pretty terrible. I can't even pop a wheelie full throttle, leaning all the way back. Although it is what you pay for, I wouldn't really buy this one. If I was going to pay for it, I would save up a little bit extra and get the larger battery version.
And so who do you think would get this scooter?
I'd say kids. That doesn't really matter for accelerations. People who live in really flat areas and don't really care to go super fast, or people on a very limited budget who want a Dualtron scooter. And I know Dalton said that he likes that there's feedback showing that the turn signals are on and that they stay on. For me, I'm not a huge fan of turn signals that stay on because I forget all the time. So I'm one of those people who will leave it running for half a mile to a mile just simply because I forgot to turn it off.
All right, so those are the things where we see that these Dualtron Togo or Togo scooters can improve. We're going to keep riding and then we're going to answer the question, should you buy the Dualtron Togos?
This is really the perfect scooter if you're in the commuter scooter space. If you're looking at a Segway Max Xiaomi or Xiaomi clone, they all look the same, they all ride the same, they all have 10-inch and skinny tires, and they don't have suspension. So the fact that this has suspension, pretty decent lights, brakes on the front and rear, a kick plate, it really sets itself apart from all the other scooters that are out there in the same price point.
So fully loaded commuter scooters. Check out our full written review at freshlycharged.com. Thanks for watching, and when you guys ride, wear your safety gear.